Namaste and welcome back. In this session, we will see the system requirements of your computer, which is going to be used for installing Blender. Although there is not much of a requirement, it's not really a heavy requirement for installing Blender, but it is necessary that we understand what kind of system will help in giving the desired output on the software. In this session, we will see three parts. One is what all software is required on your computer, what all hardware should be there on the computer or the peripherals, and thirdly, what kind of configuration of your computer will help in getting the optimum output of the software. So, let us start with the software requirements. As said earlier, and now I repeat, that Blender is available for all the major operating systems, right from Windows, Macintosh OS or Linux. It is also available for the 32-bit or the 64-bit versions of these operating systems. So, you have any system in the world right now in these three, you should be able to use Blender on that. Let us just see what versions are covered. For Windows, it has a support for Vista 7 and 8 right away, except for Windows XP. Windows XP can run Blender, but it requires Visual C++ 2013 redistributable package to be installed on it. After that, it's smooth and clean to run Blender on the Windows XP platform also. For Macintosh OS, anything above 10.6 should be fine and you should be able to use Blender on that. For Linux, all the current version of Linux, whether it is Ubuntu or Fedora, you have a version for Blender available already. You just have to search for the suitable version and download it. In fact, the next session will tell you how to install. In case you people have not yet installed, you should try that out. In terms of the hardware requirement, now peripherals are crucial while working with Blender. Ordinary mouse should work for a computer for any sort of usage, but when you are using Blender, you require a mouse with 3 buttons and the scroll button in the middle. This is important because lots of interactions with the software are dependent on these 3 buttons. We also require a keyboard using a numpad, and now the question could be that what happens to the laptop users, because laptops do not have the numpad. So, there is a facility built into Blender software where you can emulate a numpad on the laptop keyboard, and we will tell about that in the forthcoming session about how to install Blender for laptops and also configure it so that you get the similar experience. So, do not worry, even if you have a laptop or a desktop, does not matter. All the desktops typically come with a keyboards with a numpad, so do not worry. Monitors, display monitors are important while using Blender. So, any monitor which supports a screen size of 1280 by 768 should be sufficient enough. However, in some advanced cases, we see that using dual monitor gets better in terms of usage, because Blender is a complex software. At times it helps to have 2 monitors. We will now talk about the system configuration. What should be the system configuration in order to have the optimum usage of Blender? Blender can be used at various levels, right from the basic level like we have this for this course, but also for the advanced level and a super advanced level, or what we can call as a professional level, where we can do film or television level rendering for a longer duration. Such computers require high-end system configuration, but the basic usage like what you are going to use in this course will require a minimum system configuration. Let us see what is that. For the basic, advanced and the professional user, the first one is the basic user. You should have a 32-bit dual core 2 GHz CPU, which is common these days, 2 GB RAM, which is even modest, most of the computers should have this. OpenGL compatible graphics card with 256 MB RAM is bare minimum which is required. Let me tell you again, if you do not have this, typically most of the motherboards or the built-in computers will have this kind of configuration built into it. So just try using Blender with whatever configuration you have, it should work. In case it does not work, then my suggestion is that put up your system configuration on the discussion forum, and we will try to tell you what exactly is the problem and where you need to upgrade. Otherwise, just keep calm and go ahead with whatever system configuration you have. In case you have a specialized version or specialized hardware with you which is slightly better, it should be probably matching this thing. You may have a 64-bit quad core CPU with 8 GB of RAM and a full HD display plus one OpenGL compatible graphics card with which will support at least 1 GB of RAM. So this will give you advanced features where the video will run very smoothly and you will take very less time while rendering images. It will be very fast to work on that. However, for the professional level, you require the third version or the third level of hardware configuration. What is that? For a professional user, it is recommended that they have a 64-bit 8-core CPU, 16 GB of RAM, 2 displays which will give you full HD. Like I said earlier, in terms of the messiness of the software, it is easy to have 2 displays and remove the clutter from one screen, and a dual OpenGL compatible graphics card with 3 GB of RAM. Now that will give you a complete pro level user experience where you can render really fast, and videos and animation of liquids and all that will be very, very smooth. In terms of character animation and some particle animation, all those things will be very, very smooth. But the bottom line is that for the basic usage of the course, like when you have very minimum settings to be changed or applied, then a basic level of configuration of your system should be good enough, which is mentioned in the first column. So just look at that and try to install Blender as it is shown in the coming up videos. We have 3 videos separately done for you so that you can see the one which is relevant to you and skip the ones which are not relevant. So in the next sessions, couple of sessions actually, you will know how to download and install Blender on your respective systems. So if you are a Windows user or a Linux user or a Mac user, just see that video and skip the rest and just go ahead. So I request you to just cross check with your system configuration. If you have seen this video, then go to the next video and download and install Blender on your system, and we will see you after you watch those videos and install Blender, because we have to do many more things in the coming weeks. So thank you.